Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. How you guys doing out there? This is Desmond, the Rideshare Whisperer, coming to bring you a brand new video today to help you make more money while out doing Uber and Lyft, guys. Well, today's video, I'm actually going to talk about something that I found out 2 days ago after taking somebody from Columbia, South Carolina to Charlotte, North Carolina to the airport. Well, first and foremost, and this trip was actually done on Lyft. You know, I picked this person up and I took him to the airport early in the morning on a Friday morning. And the reason why I did it is because the weather was conducive. It was early enough where I wouldn't get caught up in the terrible traffic that's in Charlotte during rush hour traffic for people going to work. And so, you know, took the person to Charlotte, to the airport. Everything went without a hitch. Everything was cool. And, you know, I dropped the person off. And like I said, I was on Lyft. And anytime before, if I went to take somebody up to Charlotte, you know, in North Carolina, you know, I couldn't take any trips on Lyft because you have to have certain criterias to do Lyft. Now, I don't know if Lyft has since changed it where if you're from South Carolina, you can drive in North Carolina without having to have any additional credentials or whatever to drive in North Carolina. I don't know. But at any rate, that morning, as soon as I dropped that person off, I started getting requests being dropped in on Lyft. And I'm like, oh, wait, what the heck is going on? And I didn't accept any of the trips because I was a bit concerned about the trip, you know, actually being okay for me to take because it was in North Carolina. So I turned the app off and then I went to the gas station, got some gas, and said, you know what the heck, I'm gonna try it again. I turned the app back on and lo and behold, I started getting trip requests. So I said, well, you know what, screw it, I'm in Charlotte. I'm in Charlotte now, and I'll just hang around in Charlotte till about midday, and then I'll head back home. I'll head back to South Carolina, back to Columbia. So I started taking trips in Charlotte on Lyft, and I just started noticing, I'm like, wow, these trip payouts are really small in comparison to what you make in South Carolina. And so, you know, I did a few of them, hit my quota for the day, you know, and I said, you know what, let me go in here and see what they're actually paying to drive in North Carolina as a Lyft driver, to see what the rate is per mile. Because as you guys know, we get paid doing Uber or Lyft, we get paid per mile and we get paid per minute. So I go in to one of the fairs and I look at the detail because I'm like, this is really off. Like, you know, I just took somebody for like 9 miles and I'm getting paid like $6 and some change. You know, what the hell is really going on here in North Carolina? So guys, I actually go in and I look. They pay this is, and I will never ever, and as a matter of fact, as I'm shooting this video, because I just came back from Charlotte again today, and this was a trip on Uber. I took somebody to the airport, and I didn't drive anymore once I got there. You know, I hit my numbers for the day, and I was like, oh, okay, well, I'm going to do something else before I leave, and I kind of went to the Apple store. But anyhow, back to the fact of the matter is, the rate that they pay drivers per mile in North Carolina, it's 33 cents per mile. What the hell is that? What is that? They pay 33 cents per mile and they pay 15 cents per minute. In the state of South Carolina, in the Columbia area, our rate is 75 cents per mile and it's 11 cents per minute when you're, you know, driving somebody. You know, I'm driving while I'm shooting this video and I just changed angles, so I got this little brightness coming through here. Hope it doesn't mess the video quality up at any rate, guys. But yeah, so Lyft, and I'm gonna put the pictures in here again. I mean, I put the pictures at the beginning of the video, but I'm gonna put the pictures in here again on the breakdown of driving for Lyft in North Carolina versus driving for Lyft in South Carolina and how crappy their rate is. And I completely understand why people are, you know, complaining and quitting driving for rideshare in some of these major cities because they're not making any flipping money. I mean, literally, if there's not a major event going on, there's a huge surge going on, they are making peanuts. That's absolutely freaking ridiculous to drive for 33 cents per mile and 15 cents per minute. Now, here's the thing. So they get this is the caveat. When you accept the request, they pay you 33 cents per mile to go pick the person up, and they pay you the 15 cents per minute to go pick the person up. So I guess it's ooh, we're paying you to pick the person up and we're paying you to drop the person off. But look, let's add it up. When you add it up and put everything together, the total amount, and you divide that amount by the amount of miles that you drove with the person actually in the car. And the reason why I say this is because you got to remember, the insurance only really covers if you're using like Lyft's insurance on your car, because you don't have there's not a commercial insurance plan that you can get for rideshare in your state, like in the state I live in, South Carolina. So if you're using their insurance, your car is only covered when you actually have the person in the car and you're traveling with them. I know they say the other stuff, but the truth of the matter is it really only covers you when you actually have a person in the car driving. So when you look at it from that standpoint, guys, and you break down the amount of miles that you drove with that person in the car, if you put the total of what they have that you were making on the way going to pick that person up and the amount of money that you made while you actually had that person in the car, if you add all that up together and you divide that by the amount of miles that you drove to take that person there, you only made 65 cents per mile. That's less than what we make per mile here in South Carolina. We make 75 cents per mile plus 11 cents per minute having the person in the car. Yes, with Lyft in the state of South Carolina, they don't give you any extra to go pick people up, which is fine with me, because anything over 5 miles, I'm not going to pick that person up anyway on Lyft. That's just what it is. I'm not going to do it, you know. So, it's crazy. But with that being said, seeing how they break down in the crappy way that they pay in North Carolina for drivers to drive, I can completely understand why drivers they are ranting and raving and complaining that they're not making any money doing Uber and Lyft in these major cities, because their rate is laughable. 33 cents per mile. I mean, come on, really? You know? Well, the one good thing about it is, if it's 33 cents per mile, you should never have a problem with your taxes, because the federal government says 55 cents per mile. And hell, if you're only making 33 cents per mile on the actual mileage, then you're always in the plus. But it's total crapshoot, guys. I mean, it was great, yeah, that I got to drive Lyft in North Carolina without having to have the documentation. Maybe, like I said, maybe the things switched up and they don't require additional documentation to drive in North Carolina now on Lyft. I know it's still you still do have to have it on Uber, but at any rate, after seeing that, I will never, ever drive Lyft again in the state of North Carolina, because it's not worth the time, the money, or the effort, unless there's a surge going on. And as well, you know as well as I do that it takes a lot of action for Lyft to actually give you a surge price, and I don't chase surges like that anyway, because I know it's a bunch of malarkey behind that as well. So yeah, that just figured I would show you guys this breakdown of how they pay and the rate they pay Lyft drivers in North Carolina versus the rate they pay Lyft drivers in South Carolina, and to let you guys know why I, the rideshare whisperer, will never ever drive in North Carolina again, because that is absolutely insane. They're really not making any money, guys. But at any rate, guys, want to put this quick video out here. Well, it's not a quick minute video. It's like 9 minutes and 45 seconds into this video already, guys. But I want to let you guys know what I feel about the rate that they pay drivers in North Carolina versus South Carolina, and why I will never, ever personally drive a person around in North Carolina, because it is an absolute waste of my time. I will just take my airport money and I will go on back to South Carolina, where they actually pay a decent rate per mile to drive. Anyhow, guys, if this video makes sense to you and you like the content, go ahead and give me that thumbs up. Also, click the subscribe button on my channel so that you can get my content when I put it out. And after you click the subscribe button, go ahead and click on the bell in the bottom right corner of this video, or right below the subscribe button on the channel. So every time I put out new content, you are getting an email notification right in your inbox when I put out new content, guys. Also, if you are currently a Uber or Lyft driver and you didn't take advantage of the bonus that comes along with signing up with another rider, you can go to the links below this in the description section of this video. Click on those links, sign up with the same information that you're currently using to drive on right now, because we don't want to do any funny business, and you may be able to get your bonus money retroactively paid back to you. If you don't, oh well, it's all good, guys, because you're already out there riding and making money anyway. And if you are a person who is looking to do Uber and Lyft and want to make some extra income, you can go to those same links below in the description section, get signed up, start driving, start making money, and after you take so many trips and such time that they require, you will also get a bonus for doing so, and that means you're making more money on top of the money that you're already making while you're out driving Uber and Lyft, guys. That's a good thing, guys. Anyhow, I am out. Peace. Bye-bye for now. And oh yeah, especially in North Carolina,